Sarah Meyer's home life was one filled with dysfunction. She grew up in poor Crossville, Tennessee, where her father left when she was young, leaving Sarah alone with her alcoholic grandma and her mother, who struggled with drug addiction, bipolarism, and alcoholism.
When she was there mentally, she was a great mother. When she wasn't there, I felt alone, misunderstood.
Sarah found belonging with kids from other broken homes. As she grew up, her identity was found in drugs and a toxic boyfriend. Then, at only 15 years old, hope entered the picture in the form of a pregnancy.
Thinking that for once in my life that I was going to be able to do something right, I was not going to be the kind of mother that I had growing up, and so I stopped using drugs.
She got clean and began to make positive changes in her life. But when she went into labor 3 months early, that hope began to fade.
I had him, and they brought him to me. He was lifeless and a little baby. I felt completely hopeless, and I felt like that I had been dealt a life of pain and that God hated me. My way to find comfort through my pain and my hurt was to do more drugs.
Sarah would spend the next 7 years using IV drugs and heavily abusing pain meds. She would have 3 children by 22, weaning herself off drugs just enough during the pregnancies.
If I didn't have a pain pill, I couldn't get up out of bed to change my son's diaper. I thought I was okay in my justification because I wasn't an alcoholic.
After she was charged with meth manufacturing, her kids were relinquished into foster care. Worried she'd lose her kids for good, Sarah once again tried to get clean.
The shame and the pain of abandoning them was eating me alive. And so for 8 months, I fought to try to get them back. I got a job. I almost had my own place.
When she learned her son had broken his leg in a foster home, Sarah felt the pain of not being there.
It pushed me over the edge, and I went and I got a case of beer and I started drinking. My drinking led to me compromising with pills, and then I was shooting up immediately within 2 hours.
Now in jail, serving a year-long sentence for burglary charges, Sarah began the inevitable and painful detox process. She was forced to face a truth she had long ignored.
I had the understanding that all of a sudden that I had became my mother, but 10 times worse. And so what I thought about Sarah was that I was a hopeless drug addict and that I was going to die that way.
Searching for something to keep her busy, Sarah began attending a faith-based recovery program where the women told her how much God loved her.
And I kept thinking, you don't know me, and you don't know the life I've been dealt. Don't tell me God loves me. Their consistency to show the love of Christ about the 4th class in turned my heart to mush. Teacher of the faith-based 12-step class stopped the class and said, there's someone in here who wants to give their heart to Jesus. And I knew that God was talking to me, and I received Jesus that day.
Sarah had every intention of continuing to follow Christ. Upon her release in 2011, with few places to go, Sarah was back in her old environment and soon relapsed again.
I remember thinking, God, I'm so back into this, and I don't know how I'm going to get out of it. High on meth, been up for 3 days, I remember saying, God, do for me what I cannot do for myself. And about 24 hours later, I hear boom, 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 boom.
It was the police. Sarah was arrested for parole violation and was looking at 4 years in prison. Awaiting sentencing, Sarah had an unexpected visitor, the woman who had adopted 2 of her kids.
I said, what are you doing here? And she said, I came to bring you hope. I said, okay, God. All right, so if I go to prison or if I go wherever, I'm going to serve you.
The court ordered Sarah to the drug abuse recovery program, Teen Challenge. She followed through on her promise and began to face her past and devote her future to study and pursuing the Lord.
I learned who I was, and my root issues and why I used drugs to begin with was abandonment, rejection, insecurity,
After graduating from the program and working on staff at Teen Challenge, Sarah returned to Crossville, Tennessee. There she founded Invitation Ministries, where they do faith-based program placement and addiction recovery. Not only is she enjoying her second lease on life, but she's also able to see her kids and have a second chance at being a mom.
Me and my kids today have a beautiful relationship. God has mended what was broken. To know that I have broken the cycle with Jesus from many generations before me is so rewarding. I get to share hope. It's more rewarding than anything that I could ever do with my life.
Sarah has broken the curse for her and for her children. You know, not just a mom who was making bad choices, a grandmother who'd made bad choices before her. All of those things impact us. The people who raise us, how they raise us, the things that happen to us in life. And here she was, finally pregnant and saying what we all say in situations where we feel like we've been misused or abused, misunderstood. I'm never going to do that to my children. I'm never going to let that happen to me. I'm going to be the mother my mother never was. And then what happens? We go back to what we've experienced, to what we've known, to what feels familiar, even though it was awful, even though you felt abandoned, even though you were abused, even though you were damaged by all of that. Jesus said he came to set the captive free. You see, this is what he's talking about. We are captive to our own sinful ways. We're captive to what's been done to us, our own wounding, until he comes and reveals who he is, and we say yes. You know, that sounds so simple, doesn't it? But if you've been hurt, if you've been wounded, you know, you're angry with everybody. And we get defensive because we're so hurt. I can't let you into my heart because you might hurt me again, and that's not going to happen. And yet, our need to be healed, our need to find wholeness and love is so close to the surface that Sarah said when she went into that Bible program, that study, it was only the fourth lesson in, and she turned to mush. Because we know the truth and the truth will set us free. Does that mean she didn't have to struggle through some of the other things that were a result of making the right choices, learning to let go of the things that were hurting and harming her? No. It's a process. But Jesus also said this, that he would walk through every bit of it, every step of the way with us. That he would continue to love us through it, continue to forgive us through it, continue to teach us and empower us. If that's you today, all of that is a prayer away. Just ask him. Just ask him to come into your heart and life, to show you the way out of the circumstances you're in and into the fullness of life that he offers. If you need to pray with someone today, call our toll-free number. There's a friend there who's already prayed that prayer. 1-800-700-7000.
Hello, I'm Gordon Robertson. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more encouraging videos like this one. Welcome to the 700 Club Interactive family, and God bless you.